Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. UPI reports that Brent crude oil prices have surged past $116 barrel, with West Texas Intermediate reaching 101 TMH per barrel, marking the highest levels since the conflict began a month ago. This comes as the war between the United States and Iran continues to escalate, leading to the average price of a gallon of regular gas in the U.S. hitting $3.99, a high not seen since 2022. President Donald Trump has deployed an additional 3,500 U.S. troops to the Middle East over the weekend. Despite his claims of ongoing peace talks with Iran, Trump also threatened in a Financial Times interview to seize Karg Island, a crucial point for 90% of Iran's crude oil transport, and take the oil of Iran. In response, Iran's parliament speaker warned against any U.S. ground invasion, promising devastation. The conflict further widened with Houthis launching ballistic missiles at Israel, raising concerns about the closure of the Bab al-Mandab Strait, another vital shipping passage. Iran's actions have already effectively shut down the Strait of Hormuz since February 28th, contributing to a more than 50% increase in crude oil prices in March. According to GG Press, the Group of Seven, G7, energy ministers, finance ministers, and central bank governors held an online meeting on March 30. During the discussions, they addressed the impact of prolonged Middle East instability stemming from U.S.-Israeli attacks on Iran and the surging crude oil prices on the global economy. The joint statement issued following the meeting confirmed their readiness to take all appropriate measures as necessary to stabilize markets and ensure energy security. Japan's representatives included Economy, Trade, and Industry Minister Ryosei Akazawa, Finance Minister Satsuki Katayama, and Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda. Minister Akazawa, speaking to reporters after the meeting, stated that the joint statement welcomed the International Energy Agency's IEA, largest ever coordinated release of petroleum reserves, and called for preparations for further necessary responses. He also highlighted the severe challenges faced by Asian countries, citing difficulties in crude oil procurement and soaring energy prices, and emphasized the need to prepare for additional coordinated oil reserve releases should the situation continue to escalate. Russia's Federal Security Service, FSB, announced Monday that it has expelled British diplomat Albertus Gerardus Jans van Rensburg from Moscow, accusing him of espionage. The FSB claims Van Rensburg provided false information to enter Russia and engaged in intelligence and subversive activities, including attempts to obtain sensitive information from Russian economic experts. He was identified as the second secretary at the United Kingdom's embassy in Moscow and has been ordered to leave Russia within 2 weeks. The British Foreign Office swiftly rejected the accusations as complete nonsense and condemned them as part of an aggressive and coordinated campaign of harassment against British diplomats. This expulsion follows a series of similar incidents as both nations have frequently accused each other of spying since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This report is from UPI. According to TVBS News, Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghaei today announced that Tehran considers the 15-point peace plan proposed by the United States to contain excessive, unrealistic, and unreasonable demands. Baghaei confirmed in a press conference that Iran had received messages through intermediary channels indicating Washington's willingness to negotiate. The proposal, delivered by Pakistani mediators, reportedly includes demands for Iran to cease uranium enrichment, dismantle 3 key nuclear facilities, end its ballistic missile program, and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. However, Baghay criticized the American initiative, emphasizing Iran's clear stance that it is currently under military aggression and is dedicating all its efforts to self-defense. Foreign ministers from Pakistan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey had met yesterday in Islamabad to discuss potential mediation efforts. Al Jazeera reports that former U.S. President Donald Trump stated his wish to take the oil in Iran and indicated that U.S. forces could seize Karg Island, Iran's main oil export hub. This declaration comes as the U.S.-Israel war against Iran enters its second month, triggering a global energy crisis. The article questions the feasibility and implications of such an action. Iran holds the world's third-largest crude oil reserves and is the ninth-largest global oil producer. While the Pentagon is reportedly preparing for limited ground operations, including potential raids on Karg Island, the article emphasizes that occupying the island alone wouldn't grant the U.S. access to Iran's oil production sites. A full occupation of mainland Iran would be required. Economically, if the U.S. were to lift sanctions post-seizure, it could lead to lower global oil prices, which have already soared since the war began. Historically, the U.S. has interfered in Iranian oil, notably the 1953 CIA-orchestrated coup after Iran nationalized its oil. Iraq's oil revenue also remains under de facto U.S. control decades after its invasion. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.